What is up, UA fam? Ashley here with some super exciting news. October series is just around the corner, and you know what that means: scary stories for the entire month of October. Taran and I are completely aware that some of you have to dip out for this, but also Taran and I are completely aware that some of you guys live for this. And if you are the latter, listen up. For the entire month of October, not only are we going to be doing our regularly scheduled October series episodes every single week on our podcast, but we're also going to be doing scary stories every single week on our Supercast account. That's right, 2 scary episodes every single week. Basically what I'm saying is if you subscribe to our Supercast account, you can double up on scary stories every single week. That's double the episodes, double the fun, double the scary. And if once October series is over, you choose to unsubscribe, we totally understand. But if you live for the spooky content, this is worth every penny. And since we're chatting, I do have an update for you guys. We are unfortunately not going to be doing any October series merch this year. It just wasn't in the cards for us this time. And I know that's such a bummer for some of you guys, so we wanted to make it up to you. So we're actually starting October series early. That's right, you heard me correctly. Our Supercast subscribers will be getting the very first October series 2024 episode. So if you're not a Supercast subscriber, you really ought to be.
To start this episode,
Yes.
I wanted to talk about a fact that I can't remember if we talked about it or not.
I mean, I don't know.
About Disney Plus. Was that you I was talking about?
Oh.
Or have you heard this? Because I feel like it's circulating right now.
Yeah. Are we talking about the couple suing?
We're talking about the fine print
Yes, the fine print
that all of us signed.
I don't think we talked about it.
I don't think we have.
I have heard about it, read about it, and talked about it with so many people. This is wild.
Yes.
Also, it makes me wonder, like,
what else?
have we signed our lives away? We had to have.
No, I had this conversation with so many people. So apparently, when you sign up for Disney Plus, like the subscription, there's a clause in it, in the fine print.
The fine print.
That says you can never sue Disney, like in general.
Period.
Yeah. So basically, I think it was, and I could be getting some of this wrong, so like fact check me if you must. Basically, I think like a husband was trying to sue Disney because his wife died at Disneyland, or I don't know, something.
Due to a food allergy.
Oh, okay.
Is
Is that why?
I heard she had an allergic reaction to something in the food.
And it wasn't specified?
It wasn't specified.
Which would be a slam dunk case.
Slam dunk case.
So he tried to sue, and they're like, sorry, bro.
Sorry, you
got Disney Plus, and you can never, for your life, you can never sign or sue.
So apparently they did settle, but they made a big over-the-top statement of like, technically we don't have to because you signed up for Disney Plus, and the internet is destroying them because they're just like, this has nothing to do with Disney Plus. It's wild that they even did that. And how many of us have Disney Plus?
All of us. I can't ever sue.
I literally could.
I mean, I love Disney. I
trip and fall and break my neck in the park, and it's not their fault. It's not their fault.
Yeah. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like life has been just amping up. Life has been lifing lately. And it is so hard to just juggle all the things that I have every day, all the responsibilities, all the relationships, and then some me time, and, you know, just trying to stay sane during all of that. And here's where Ritual comes in to just give you a little help with Ritual's stress relief. This product uses first of its kind technology to support the body's natural cortisol response so you can take on the daily juggle. Ritual suggests taking stress relief in the morning when cortisol is typically at its peak to support the body's natural cortisol response with an instant and extended release formulation for all-day support. The juggle is real. Don't just respond to stress. Get ahead of it with stress relief from Ritual. Get 25% off your first month at ritual.com/advice. Start Ritual or add stress relief to your subscription today. That's ritual.com/advice for 25% off. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Also, if you have any stories that you would like us to read on our podcast, this is your moment to shine. Send your emails at, what's the email called, Taran?
Advice, unsolicitedpod@gmail.com. It can be funny. It can be sad. It can be deep. It can be light. It can be your story. It can be a friend's. It could be short. It could be long. All shapes and sizes are welcome. So send it in today.
Insane.
That's
what's
crazy.
What's crazy is how big of a deal they made out of
We don't have to
Listen,
do this.
we don't have to do this. Technically, we're in the right because he owns Disney Plus, and the whole world is like, "What? That means nothing."
Whoever that PR person should definitely be fired because
I mean, that looked real bad
you just
on their
brought
part.
everyone's attention. Like you could have settled, or just like with your interaction with the guy, they could have been like, "Hey, by the way, sorry,
Yeah.
but you signed this, so like whatever, but we will,
Yeah.
And then the guy could raise a ruckus.
Yeah.
But it's like not going to be as big as like Disney coming out and like releasing a statement that now solidifies that all of us are like screwed.
Now all of us are unsubscribing, don't want to be a part of it.
But it's too late.
Too late.
It's too late.
It's too late. It's done.
We already signed for our lives.
I feel like this is really, truly just like a glimpse of like the future.
well, too.
How
I'm
things
like,
are going to be in the future.
what have we like? What is Hulu hiding?
No,
what
think
is
about
Netflix
like every
hiding?
major. Think about like Amazon. Think about like, oh, if you are an Amazon Prime member, then like they could do the same thing. And all they'd have to do is like let's assume they didn't do that yet. All they'd have to do is be like, hey, we've updated our terms and agreement. Click here to like agree, and you can continue shopping. All of us are going to be like, click.
Okay, can we like?
That's terrifying.
Do you mind if we keep going a little on conspiracy
I
stuff?
mean, I didn't slow down.
Oh, by the way, we're Unsolicited Advice. Nice
You
to
should
meet
subscribe.
We're not-
Rate, review, and subscribe.
you. We're not a conspiracy podcast.
But also, if you want a conspiracy episode, I live for this stuff. Taryn and I,
Dude,
deep in the midst of our COVID depressions, we lived in the same house, and both of us in our individual rooms would stay up till 2 a.m.
just sending each other.
crazy conspiracy videos or
Dude.
stupid TikToks.
Oh,
it was
yeah.
one or the other.
I
But
mean,
like
one or
the
the other.
conspiracy ones, I spiraled.
It's so good. Okay, I think we've talked about the Target one.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Now, I've heard that's real.
it's for
It's
sure
real.
real.
Yeah.
But basically, so Target, this employee, I don't know if he got fired or whatever, but he basically just aired all of this out.
Left on not great terms,
No.
I would assume.
I would assume so too.
Yeah.
But this scared. We're talking about big companies that scare me, like
Yes.
Amazon specifically. I got a air fryer stolen from my like package room, and I just sent them this thing saying my package was stolen, and they're like, "Cool, we'll send you a new one." And that scares me when companies can just be like,
No worries.
"You want another air fryer?
We got you.
Here you go."
On
Like
us.
no consequence, no proof, nothing.
Yeah.
Like that's wild to me.
They can afford everything.
But basically, Target, some of y'all out there have been stealing some things. You've been shoving a chapstick in your pocket. You've been walking out the doors thinking, I'm so slick.
Slid a scrunchie on your wrist.
We know. You know, Sarah. I'm just kidding. But basically, Target has one of the like top security systems in the world.
Yeah.
And when you walk into a store and it sees your face, it basically tracks you for the rest of your life, like whenever you're walking into a Target.
You have a Target ID.
Yep.
Identification, and it's your
Yep.
face, and it gets triggered every time you walk in the store.
Yes. And that tiny, tiny thing that you feel like you slipped in so easy and walked out and like the thing didn't go off and you think you got away with it, they know.
Yeah.
They know. And the second you steal your first thing, they start a case file on you. And they
running
let
tab.
you build up the things that you steal. So maybe it's like a candy, a chapstick, then you get a shirt, then you get like a Lego set. That would be hard to steal.
Yeah, I was gonna
that would
say,
be what I would try
how
to
does
steal.
one walk out with a
You're walking
Lego
out, it's
set? Also, this big square underneath your hoodie.
Yeah. So then they let you feel safe.
Right.
Get more confident in your stealing abilities. But they're across the country, wherever you go, they're making a case. The second you go a penny over, I forget the amount. I think it's $1,200.
I think it's 12. It's something over 1,000, but less than 1,500.
Yeah. So it's a very specific amount that
legally
happens to be
legally.
the amount that now you enter into a felony.
Yeah. Because
So
they can't press charges anything under. So like,
No.
why waste their
And
time
what-
and
it's not
effort
worth
and
it.
pay their attorneys to fight all these little things?
Yes. So
for a
they
chapstick.
literally wait till you go second over. They wrap up your case and just send it to the police, and then you get
It's
freaking
done.
arrested
It's done
and
because
have a
they
felony.
have proof and they have video footage.
Yep.
It's absolutely wild. And I have stolen from Target.
Have you really?
Yeah.
Do you want to know? And this makes sense for me because I'm like terrified of authority, but I've never stolen anything on purpose. I might have accidentally, like when I was little, like carried something
Well,
out.
it was definitely an accident. I to be fair, I was in my like boho era at this time.
Love
Like
that
I
for you.
had like this big brown leather satchel that I just like had on me at all times. And I had it in like the like where you place your kid in the cart. You know, every woman puts their bag there.
Yeah.
Like that's what they do.
You mean the purse seat?
The purse seat for us single ladies without kids. And I had grabbed a brown belt from the belts section in the clothing area and thought it was cute, threw it in there, and it landed apparently like right next to my purse. So I didn't notice it.
It camouflaged.
It camouflaged. I gave all my stuff to the cash register, checked out, walked out, no problem. It wasn't until I got home that I realized it was like hanging out of my purse. It was like half in, half out.
You have a file.
I have a file. They have me on there for sure.
It says
For
Ashley Nicole.
And I was too embarrassed
$14.99.
because I didn't want to like walk in and be like, I stole this.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't on the receipt. So I didn't want to be like, I walked out with this. Take it back. So I just kept it.
I mean, I get it. I feel like, I don't know. Because it's like, you would think they'd just be like, oh my gosh, no worries. Thanks for returning it. But I guess they could also be like, you stole.
And this was before I knew about the
that case.
I was just like, they'll arrest me. It's over.
You got some cushion though.
I got some
before
cushion. It was
you're
probably
arrested.
like $10. So I do apologize, Target. Anyways,
Target, if you're listening, we're just pissing off all the companies. Disney
everyone's
Plus is
angry.
listening.
We'll never have them
Sponsorship.
for sponsors ever. Anyways, hi everyone.
Hi.
Welcome back to Unsolicited Advice. I'm Ashley.
I'm Taran.
And we're here to advise you today on this lovely Monday.
Yes.
Or whatever day it is for you while you're listening to this.
To this.
I feel like we should do some housekeeping.
Oh, okay.
Just a little like quick rundown. We should be very excited
Yep.
because it's officially September.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm literally was like trying to like catch
Get on the same page,
I was
Taryn.
trying. Okay.
It's September, people. We are a month away from October series. Scary
series.
stories only. If you are new to this podcast, let's go ahead and just like explain. All of October is scary stories only. We won't be reading any relationship stuff, any family stuff.
Here's the thing. We don't care about your problems.
It's not about
during
you.
October.
This isn't about you. This
Yeah.
is about us.
Yeah.
And our love for spooky stories for the entire month of October. So if you have a scary story that you've heard of, that is in like your family's like history that you've experienced or a friend experienced, we need you to do us a huge favor. Okay. And actually, this isn't even a favor. This is like your homework. This is what you do for us, for
Sure.
Unsolicited Advice. You give us that story and you put in all the details. And if it's really, really good, we'll read it on this podcast. And we can all not sleep for the entire month of October.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's like right when I feel like I've like recovered and I'm ready to like just live in peace again, then it's like,
Then here we go.
We got a month left.
It hit me and I was like, oh my God, like I should enjoy my sleep now.
You really should.
I should let myself sleep in now while I can because the dark circles under my eyes are going to be popping.
You just need to tell Jackson, like,
Mid-October.
hey, every Monday night,
Yeah.
Monday to Tuesday night, if you can plan on spending the night.
Yeah, if you can just like
Or you guys
sleep
might
on
be
the
living
couch
together.
with a bat.
Yeah. Maybe you'll be
I'm gonna
living
need
together.
you. Yeah, you never know.
And then you can
That would
like
make me feel better.
Yeah, have
And
somebody.
if not, then he can sleep on the couch with a bat.
Yes.
Would love.
Because then he gets murdered
Yes.
first.
And I'll hear it
Have you
downstairs.
You watch Schitt's Creek?
Yes.
When they're arguing, and she's like, "You get murdered first, David.
David.
You get murdered first."
I'm so excited for sorry.
Can I open my can?
Oh, You have it? Yes.
Do you guys want to be a part of it? Here you go.
ASMR can moment. Ooh. Tingles. That was good.
I honestly should be one of those people.
That was really good.
That was amazing.
I'm very
okay,
impressed.
continue. What were you saying? How are you, Ash? Catch us up
Oh
on
my
your
God,
life.
I'm so good. Alicia and I did a little like sister staycation this last weekend. We got to stay at this hotel in downtown LA, which was so much fun. We went to this really great restaurant and we went to this really great like speakeasy piano bar lounge.
Where?
It's in the Moxie Hotel at level 8.
Oh, the speakeasy's in the hotel.
Yeah. I
Oh,
mean, it's a
cute.
lounge, but you like walk through this like bookcase and
Yeah.
it's speakeasy-esque.
Love that.
And it was so much fun. It was like a live piano jazz bar lounge.
Cute.
And it was dark and there was like a fireplace and it was really cool. So we had so much fun there. And then my car battery died and that made it worse, but it was still a great weekend. I did like a farmer's market. Oh, I made the best breakfast of my life.
Nice.
I literally made the best breakfast of my life. I went to the
Congrats.
farmer's market, got some fresh sourdough, had heirloom tomatoes, figs, and peaches and goat cheese. So I made like 3 different types of toasts. So Jackson was there, Alicia was there. I made like 2 tomato, olive oil, salt, cracked pepper toasts. And then I did goat cheese and figs with honey. And then I did, red pepper flakes. And then I did.
I'm so sorry. I really.
Turn your phone off.
Okay.
And then I did goat cheese and peach with honey
Nice.
as well. And it was so good.
Yeah.
I like cut them all in half. So we all got like one of each. And it was
I love
it was
that
delicious.
for you.
It was so good. So I was very excited about that.
Nice.
How have you been, Taran?
I've been good. I had a rough morning.
Oh no.
I'm a single mother of 2 again for a week. So I'm watching my niece and nephew.
This keeps happening.
I know. I'm just like the aunt of the year. It's fine.
I guess so.
I'm waiting for my trophy.
Or a paycheck.
Yeah, I mean. But no, this morning I like killed it. Like I was like on a high. Like last night, gave them both baths, got them to bed, made their lunches, cleaned everything, packed their bags for the next day. Like just was like on top of it. This morning I woke up, got them dressed, breakfast, ready for school.
Wow.
Amazing, right? Like I was killing it. So we leave and then dropping them off was a little rough because they were like kind of emotional. Like Axel was just like, Tay, like I want to see. He just was like all sad. And then Lana started crying, which Lana never cries. So I like that kind of started where it just kept going downhill from there. And then I decided strategically to take a shower at my parents' house because I was like, it's closer. I'm going to take a shower there and then go. So I go there. I like lay all my stuff out. I'm getting ready to go. I go to get in the shower and I turn the knob and no water comes out.
Oh,
So I'm like,
no.
that's weird. Flush the toilet, it flushed. But then I forgot that like it has like if water's like in the tank, it'll do one last flush, you know?
Right,
So then
yeah.
I go in the other shower, try to turn it on, nothing's turning on. So I had like all these plans to like shower and like look presentable today. And I ended up like getting in the car late. My hair is disgusting. I didn't have any makeup on. I was just like hitting traffic. It just was like I was in my version of a really bad mood on the way here. But now I feel fine.
Okay, good.
Because
well,
you know
look
what?
good.
Thank you. And Courtney, who Courtney owns the podcast that do you own it? Are you like the owner? Ugh, such a boss. I was like complaining about it. I was like, my hair, and I'm so mad because it's gonna be up in a clip for 2 weeks now, like blah blah blah. And she was like, well, at least like you look really good with your hair back. And I literally looked at her and I was like, I really needed that.
Honestly,
so
that
much.
is such a compliment. I've been like loving my slicked back buns lately and have gotten multiple comments that they don't look good on me. And I was like,
What do you mean?
and I've gotten
Who?
multiple DMs comments of Ashley, it doesn't look good with your head. And I was like, yikes.
will
I
kill
was like,
them.
I was into it. I was like, I'm loving this. Plus it's like, I've been
That's
doing
so
the
rude.
like I've been doing the hair oils and hair masks. So I've been like really loving the like, oh, it's wash day. Like I'm gonna slick my hair back, do the oils, like get my hair all healthy. Just thought I was crushing looking like clean girl aesthetic. And then I've gotten a lot of comments actually.
Hate the
I know.
interweb.
Well, I know why.
Why?
I've said this before, but I have those like widow's peaks.
Okay.
Okay.
We all do though.
No, I have prominent widow's peaks.
Okay, but how are you slicking your hair back? Because then you should be slicking down. And do a lower
I
bun.
do need to do better at that. I feel like I wait too long and my hair just doesn't cooperate.
So you go
so I've been going
back.
straight back. So I need to do that. But yes.
also, screw you all.
But also take the
I
compliment.
hate that.
You look
Thank you.
You look great with your hair
Thanks.
slicked back. Some of us don't.
I think you do. If that matters to you at all. I don't know about you guys, but I feel like life has been just amping up. Life has been lifing lately. And it is so hard to just juggle all the things that I have every day, all the responsibilities, all the relationships, and then some me time, and, just trying to stay sane during all of that. And here's where Ritual comes in to just give you a little help with Ritual's stress relief. This product uses first of its kind technology to support the body's natural cortisol response so you can take on the daily juggle. I love Ritual. I've taken their daily vitamins and a few of their other products, and I'm so excited to incorporate stress relief in my routine as well. Stress Relief BioSeries technology is designed to optimize the release of a trio of clinically studied ingredients to help the body manage stress. Shodan ashwagandha has been clinically studied to support natural cortisol levels and reduce stress, and other ingredients that help provide quick stress relief within the hour and a non-drowsy sense of calm, and also promote a positive mood and reduce stress. Ritual suggests taking stress relief in the morning when cortisol is typically at its peak to support the body's natural cortisol response with an instant and extended release formulation for all-day support. The juggle is real. Don't just respond to stress. Get ahead of it with stress relief from Ritual. Get 25% off your first month at ritual.com/advice. Start Ritual or add stress relief to your subscription today. That's ritual.com/advice for 25% off. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. But yeah, that's it. I'm still talking to the boy.
And how's that going? I wasn't sure if you were going to talk about it or not. And I was like,
I don't want to talk a lot about it because I don't want to jinx it. He asked me to. He's like, "What are you gonna say anything else?" I think he's nervous. He's like, "What are you gonna say?" And I'm like,
listen?
"None of your business." He has listened.
fascinating.
I don't think he religiously listens. I think he listened when he found out I had a podcast.
I wonder if he's listening now.
I don't know. I'm not gonna tell him. But it's been really amazing. We have so much fun together, and he's great. I'm getting shy. Anyways, but I will say I've been struggling with keeping a casual pace.
Oh my God, I didn't know if we were going to talk about this or not.
Yeah, I would like to talk about it because I think it might be relatable for some people.
Totally.
I'm not a dater. I never have been a casual dater.
Mm-hmm.
And the only guys I've had stuff with, it was we met, we imprinted on each other, mm-hmm. which I said something about imprinting on him the other day and he didn't understand. He was like,
we love that.
I was like, do you not watch Twilight? That's
oh,
so rude.
You don't read fantasy novels? You don't read about romantic fairies and all
I'm
those
dead.
things?
Anyways, so yeah, it was just we met and then it was just boom, whirlwinds, romance. My ex, it was that, immediately. And
some might call it love bombing.
Some might, for sure.
And we don't want to compare
for sure
that.
So that's been, I think too, because we've only known each other for a little over a week, but we've hung out frequently. And when we do hang out, we have these deep talks. So it's just, I feel connected to him.
Totally.
So it's hard because I'm the type of person who's cool. Like, I
You're
know
mine, I'm yours. It's done.
let's do this. Let's, not like, oh, let's get married, but like, I'm just ready to be like, I'm just focused on you. Whereas like, he's very much like, I could tell he's more of like a realistic person and is like, we're still getting to know each other and blah, blah, blah. I know. I need someone
Can we
who
all just
keeps me to the
you
ground.
need a realistic person.
No, I hate it.
Yeah, you need a realistic person because even though I love that you guys are having these great talks and are like genuinely wanting to see each other like that, you don't know him.
You're right.
And he doesn't know you.
You're right.
And you need to allow time to get to really know the person before you sign up for, let's just focus on each other.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. But I literally had the other day, I had my first where I was like freaking out about something. And I felt myself start to be like doomsday it, like being like, okay, this is like not it. I need to protect myself. And I felt myself starting to be like, I'm done. I'm like, I need to move on and like freaking out. And so I like texted Ashley like all this stuff and she was like talking me off the cliff. And then like even the next day, like I was like trying to like be better at giving space. And so I was like texting her just like, I'm freaking out. And she's like, don't text him. And I was like, I can't do it. And then so like all day goes by and I don't talk to him. And I'm just like, RIP this potential love I could have had. And then I'm like laying in bed and like he FaceTimes me and he's like so cute and so like happy to talk to me. And I texted Ashley after and I was like, I did it.
And he FaceTimes you.
I know. He is
That's
wonderful.
so intentional.
He's wonderful.
He saw you like 5 out of 7 days last week. That is so intentional. And the way that
I know
the speed at which you so quickly threw him under the bus that he didn't care because he didn't respond to your text message is bonkers. Like so wild. And I literally had to take a moment where I was like, I love that you're loving this. I know. Was like, but like
I know.
If a guy did that to me, you'd be like, Ashley, why is he being so controlling?
Chill.
Why is he wanting you to like drop everything?
I'm aware.
Like some would say.
I'm aware.
That's scary.
You know what? But I am giving myself grace because this is the first time since my ex, and we're talking 10 plus years ago, where I've actually been talking to someone like semi-intentionally and I actually see the possibility of a future with.
Yeah.
And so it makes sense. Like for me, I'm like, a lot has come up that I'm like, oh, like these are things like I don't think I really dealt with properly since my ex because I haven't been in situations where they come out.
Yeah. And like
so
the last time, with your ex, if he didn't respond, he was probably up to no good. And he was making you feel insecure.
Yeah.
He might have been flirting with someone. Fill in the blank.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. That's what you're used to.
For sure.
But this guy, it's a brand new slate.
Yeah, and he's been great.
He's done nothing to warrant any distrust from your side. And until he does something that warrants distrust, you have to fully trust him.
Yeah. And you're right. Like I operated in this way of like, I never felt secure in my relationship. So it was like, I was always like antsy and like trying to make sure like everything was good and like fishing to hear the other person say it was good. And so I obviously haven't felt those things come up again since then. So now that I have felt it come up, it took me like a day. I had a day where I was a little psychotic, but then I feel like I reeled it in and now I'm like, okay, now I know what I need to like work on eternally, forever.
Internally and eternally.
And then kind of move on. But last night was like so refreshing because I feel like I was back to myself and it was just like so fun talking to him. He's just great.
Yeah.
I really like, I hope like we keep hanging out and like who knows what's gonna happen. I'm not like thinking too far ahead, but like I really want him to like meet you and Jackson and like I just feel like he's so fun.
We could all do like a football game or something together. That'd be fun.
He would love.
Anyways.
Everyone's
I love when I get to
out.
unsolicited advice, Taran.
She loves it. She'll be like, so I'm gonna say what I would say.
So I'm gonna say what I would say on the
pod.
podcast.
Yeah. And then she
Delicate.
goes in. She's like,
what I say?
chill
Cool your
out.
pants.
Yeah, she was like, chill out. I was like, yeah, you're right.
Play it cool. It's been a week.
I was like, yeah, for sure. For sure. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and get into our tearing it up for today. This one is titled The Damsel in Distress. Hey, ladies, boy, oh boy, do I have a story for you. First dates are awkward, right? Especially when you meet the guy or girl online. Well, let me tell you how I broke the ice in the weirdest way possible. For starters, my name is Rachel, and I went on a date with Bobby, and you can use both of our names. I love the confidence.
Yeah. She's like, I don't even care, Bobby, if you're hearing this.
It was mine. She puts, I'm 34 and a female. First date with Bobby, who's 49 and a male. We went on the app OK.
Wait, sorry. She's 34 and he's 49?
Yes.
Dang, that's an age gap.
That's an age gap, yes.
Love that for you, though.
She likes them older guys. And we met on the app OkCupid and live 3 hours apart, blah, blah, blah. So after talking for 2 weeks, we planned to meet up for our first date, and we decided to meet halfway for both of us, which happened to be Louisville, Kentucky. Bobby, being the gentleman he is, planned a whole first date and wanted to surprise me. In hindsight, probably not the smartest move. Thank goodness he wasn't a serial killer. He just told me to meet him at the specific coffee shop at 11 a.m. I spent the next couple days, this is the most, like, prepare yourself. This is the most, like, girl-coded thing. Me to a T. I spent the next couple days getting my hair colored, nails done, outfits selected, you know, all the girly things. Now, I'm typically a very punctual person. However, today just wasn't my day, and I was running 5 minutes late, which was already bothering me. So I pull into a paid parking lot, looking all cute and confident. All I needed to do was pay the meter. So I enter my license plate info and enter my credit card into the machine. Then disaster struck. I'm wearing acrylic nails, and they were way too long to get my card out. It was stuck, like stuck. 5 minutes go past, then 10. With each passing minute, my embarrassment grew. I called Bobby, worried that he'd be upset, in literal tears, explaining that I'm a block away, but I just can't get my credit card out of the payment kiosk thing. I could hear him trying to hold back laughter as he started walking my way. He had to assist me in getting my card out of the machine simply because my nails were too long. I'm bummed like no one else walked by that you could have been like, hey, can you do me a favor?
Yeah, because I has that happened to you?
I've done that before.
Yeah, I had to stop. It was like a gay couple, and they were the actual sweetest people ever. And I was like sweating, and I was like, I'm so sorry, but can you please help me?
Yeah.
Like I could not, and I felt stupid. I was like trying to do knuckles.
Yes.
I was like squeezing my nails as tight. I could not do it.
It's totally a thing, and I don't do acrylic nails, but I've even gotten to the point where my own nails were too long that I just couldn't do it, and I've never experienced that before, and I was like, oh my God, like what do I do? I had to stop this girl who I was like, she looks trustworthy. I don't know. And I was like, can you do me a favor? Like I will cut my nails tomorrow. Like this is so stupid. I felt so dumb, and it feels very like stupid because it's your nails, you know, but
no, you do feel you can ask the wrong person for sure. Like luckily the couple, they were like, honey, you're okay.
You'll survive.
Don't worry.
He assisted me in getting my card out of the machine, and we started our date. Looking back, it was a very interesting way to break the ice on a first date. Fast forward to now, we are still going strong and even live together. It was just a cute little meet cute.
That's
what it was.
a good meet cute. I love that.
And to be honest, I love sharing the story of how on our first date, he saved a damsel in distress. I know how much y'all love pictures, so I attached a picture of him and I. Hope you guys enjoyed my embarrassing moment and got a good laugh. And here's the two of them.
Oh, cute. I love that.
You're gorgeous. Look at that smile. I need to whiten my teeth.
Girl, same.
I've been thinking that for a while.
And stop drinking coffee.
I'm like, Ashley, stop drinking black coffee in the morning, but I can't.
I can't. Okay. This one is titled, How Do I Feel Comfortable in My Own Body Around My Smaller Friends? Hello, Taran and Ashley. My name is but I would prefer to stay anonymous. Please bleep that. I just read that so confidently. Before I get into it, I just wanted to say how much I appreciate you both. I started listening to you guys when I was going into my sophomore year of high school. and now I'm going to be a sophomore in college.
Whoa.
Life. Love that.
Wow.
Your podcast has been with me through a lot of different life phases, and I'm incredibly thankful for your willingness to share your wisdom and life experience with the world. Plus, you are both so incredibly funny. Just had to add that because when people tell me I'm funny, it makes my entire life.
Honestly,
Aim.
one of the highest compliments.
Literally.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's get into it. For reference, I am an Enneagram 8, wing 7,
Okay.
and an ENFJ, which it's still.
We need to
We
put
keep
that
saying
on our
this.
list of things to
I
do.
know.
Yeah.
We really do.
Maybe that's something we could do on Supercast. We look up our
That's true.
numbers. That'd be fun.
Want to take the test today?
Yeah, maybe we do that.
Okay.
Done.
Done. Mandy,
Next
can
time-
you text our group and be like, take the test, you host? Okay. Since middle school, I've never really been a small person. It didn't bug me a ton, even in high school. But ever since I got into college, I've started to compare my body a lot. I think a lot of this has to do with the fact that I'm living in an all-girls dorm. And though I really enjoy my experience, you're just constantly around other girls your age, and that can cause you to compare yourself more. Last year, it was definitely on my mind more than usual, but coming into this year, I'm feeling really insecure about my weight. I've had a tough summer mentally, but don't worry, I'm in therapy and working on figuring it out.
Wow, she knew what we
Love
were
that.
going to say.
I was like,
Check.
you're having a tough time?
I don't even have to go there now.
Yeah, love that. I don't love that you're going through that.
Yeah,
I just want
to clarify.
to clarify. We're like, whoa.
Yikes.
She continues, but I gained some weight mainly because of that and like lack of movement, etc. I'm trying to love my body in its current state, even though I know I'm not at my healthiest, which for me means eating more mindfully than I have been and incorporating more movement into my days. But it's hard when all of my closest friends are smaller than I am. Let me be clear. None of them have ever made me feel less than because of my body. I truly love them all so much. But because of how I'm feeling about my body, it's calling me to feel resentment towards them, causing me to feel resentment towards them.
That's very aware of you.
Oh, yes.
Like you can tell you're in therapy by the way that you just put yourself outside of the equation and looked in and was able to see what part you are responsible for.
And recognizing like,
Yes.
why am I feeling so annoyed towards them? Oh, that's my own thing. Yeah.
How come I want them to die all of a sudden? Oh.
Ashley, morbid. I hate that because it's not their fault that I'm feeling insecure, but it's still hard for me. I guess my main question is, how do I feel more confident in my own body and stop comparing myself to my friends? Any advice would be helpful. Thanks so much. Also, I attached a recent picture of me driving a boat because I think it's super cool.
Cute. Wait, that looks fun.
I know. I want a boat.
I want a boat.
Oh, girl, let's get into it.
That's
yeah.
tough.
I think that this is something that a lot of girls go through, a lot of women go through. It's I feel like from a young age, like we're trying to be something for someone else. Like you get caught in this like rhythm of, you're trying to be pretty, you're trying to be talented, you're trying to be loving, you're trying to be whatever. And then like you start to like boys and then there's competition and you're trying to be what like the guy wants. And
all the guys are looking at your friend and you're like, what's wrong with me?
Yes. And I feel like it's a spiral, like a never ending spiral comparison in general is because you get wrapped up into everything. And then all of a sudden you're envious of things that you're like deep down, like you probably don't even want to be or do. But it's like you just get wrapped into maybe if I had A, B, or C, I would feel better about myself. And so it makes sense that if you are already struggling and you're at this low point of like something in your life obviously is going on, which is why you're in therapy, and you said like could have caused you to gain weight from just being depressed and not active. Yeah. So I think that is like the most sensitive time to where you can latch onto something like that, because you're wanting something to fix what's going on, and your mind is going to subconsciously be like, oh, okay, well, maybe if I were skinnier, maybe, you know, if I was like her, look, she looks so happy. It's because she's skinny. It's because she's this, whatever. So I feel like you're in the midst of it. And I think sometimes it creates a perfect storm. And so I think what you're doing right now is so good, that you're going to therapy and you're trying to heal yourself inside first. Yeah. And that's what I would always recommend. Like, I think it has to come from inside to be able to detach your self-worth from like the way that you view your body.
Yeah. It's one of those things that it's easy to say and it's easy to talk about. But it's not until you're able to practice it yourself that you're actually going to be able to like understand that, see that, feel the benefits of it. Like it sounds so like, oh, do A, B, and C and you'll get D, you know, like, but it's like, oh no, you have to, it takes so much work, and it takes daily practice and daily self-talk and daily active mental changes in order to get there. And I empathize with you because I realize that means it's going to be like a long process of like switching the way we think and the way we view ourselves. But I agree with Taran. Like, once you are able to do that, people will view you and treat you the way that you view and treat yourself. And if you are walking around with your hands around your stomach and looking down and like hunched over because you're feeling insecure and you're feeling less than, people are going to treat you as less than. And it's so weird. But like, once you start believing in yourself and holding your head up high, shoulders back, arms straight down, like, people are going to start treating you with a little more respect because you're looking them in the eye and you know you deserve more, and you know what standards you have for yourself and for life. And I think people are kind of like sheep when it comes to stuff like that, where they do what they're told in a way. And if you show them how to treat you, that's how they're going to do it. And it's such a weird, like, subconscious thing where it doesn't require this conversation necessarily, but it does require like self-love.
Yeah. I mean, that's the most important part is because, confidence is contagious and people pick up on that for sure. And I think confidence, though, is something so much deeper than it has to do with like your body. And I think that's where I've talked about so much, because I think I made a big platform of talking about like my struggles with my body and stuff like that. And so the conversations I've had just with different people, you know, they're like, how did you learn to love your body and all this stuff? And I think what's like so important is it was so deep within the things that I had to fix. And it had to do with how I view myself, how I talk to myself, what I'm putting my worth into. And I didn't realize how much of my worth was tied to like physical aspects of me. And so once I detached all of that and I like did the work to fall in love with who I am on the inside, which is like all that freaking matters. Like, I know it's like so cheesy. It's like, it's on the inside that counts, but it's true. Like, you are the one that is stuck with yourself and within your own mind. So if you're an ugly person on the inside, or like all you're focusing in on is like these self-serving or like surface things, you're not going to feel any depth or like accomplishment through your day, you know? And so for me, I went deep into therapy. I went deep into healing the way that my mind always thought that I was bigger or my body was like gross or whatever. And what was so cool is like, even though my body was the biggest it had ever been in my life, I genuinely fell in love with it. And it wasn't that I was like, oh, I love these stretch marks on my stomach or whatever. But it was just like, I had this endearing way of looking at myself and like loving my body and loving like what it does for me in my life. And once that changed and shifted, then like it freed up everything else. And I did notice a difference from the way people were like treating me, because I was walking into a room like so unapologetically myself. And then on the flip side, now that I've lost a lot of weight, when people are like, oh my God, Taran, you look so good, blah, 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 I also don't really let that in either. Like, I'll be like, thank you, and take the compliment. But I'm like, that doesn't matter to me. Like,
because at the end of the day, what people think, period, shouldn't matter
No.
to you to that level of like self-deprecation
Yes.
or like self-purpose and fulfillment and validation. Like, I think that should be reserved to a handful of people in your
For
life,
sure.
not to the public
That are safe,
in any
yeah.
way. So especially people that you don't feel safe with.
yeah.
So whether it's good compliments, bad comments, or anything in between, like it shouldn't be allowed to affect you. Like
Yeah.
that, you know,
It's crazy. Dude, I'm telling you, the mental and emotional space that is freed up from breaking that chain of your self-worth is attached to the way your body looks. I think that's why I am just like such a happy person, because I didn't realize how much I was captive to that. And it's crazy because now, like, when people are like, Taran, you look so happy. Like, you just look like you're thriving. Those are the comments that'll make me cry. If someone's like, okay, skinny, I'm like, okay. Like, it doesn't matter to me as much, you know? So I feel like for you, I would continue to focus on that mental health that you're doing. I would also really, really focus on how your self-talk is. And then the thing about comparing yourself to other people is like, I guarantee every single one of your friends has something they're insecure about and comparing themselves to other people too. So it's kind of like that resentment I would keep in check for that, because you never know what someone's struggling with. Like sometimes like skinnier people are like, oh, I wish I had those thick and juicy thighs. You know what I mean? Like,
or the boobs.
Yeah. So it's you never know. So I think keeping that at bay, knowing like, I don't know what's torturing that person in their mind.
Yeah.
And if I was in their shoes, I might be like, ooh, I like my shoes a lot better. So it's just separating. Like you focus on what's in your own hula hoop space, and that's all you do.
100%. And I think if it makes you feel any better, something I've struggled with always is like just people's opinions and their thoughts on me. And I've had to come to a point, and I think this is applicable in your situation too, Anonymous. No one cares.
Nope.
About you. And I don't mean that in a mean way, but I would walk into a room fearing what everyone thought about my outfit, fearing what everyone thought about the zit on my face or my tummy or literally anything. I would nitpick the hell out of myself. And I knew the second I walked into a party, everyone's looking at me, looking at this one thing. No, they're not.
Nope.
No, they're not.
Nope.
What am I doing? I'm creating a very toxic environment for myself. I am hurting myself. I'm making myself walk in feeling insecure instead of happy, and no one's gonna know. Just like the whole outfit. Unless you are wearing some bedazzled to the top outfit, no one's gonna notice your shorts.
Yeah.
No one's gonna notice your tank top that you wore because everyone else is wearing shorts and tank tops. We put so much pressure thinking that we're the main character of everyone else's lives, but newsflash. Everyone's the main character of their own lives, and everyone's worried about their own issues that they're walking into that party with. They're not worried about you. And something about that finally clicked in my head at like the ripe age of 31, 32, where I was just like, oh my God.
That guy's TikTok, me and Ash sent it to each other, and we're like, oh my gosh, because it's like, it is so true. It's not, sometimes like you're not even a side character in someone's life. You're like the extra that dies off in the first 5 minutes.
Especially if someone, is going through like a real life thing. They're not looking at you.
No.
They'll notice you, they'll say hi, but you might not be in their like main character list whatsoever. So stop worrying about what they think or how you compare in their life. Like that's such a waste of time and energy. And I mentioned this in the last episode, I think, but I listened to this amazing podcast about like time management and like clearing your mind from pointless thoughts leaves so much space for creativity, leaves so much space for self-love, for other things that can actually benefit you. And it's such a crazy thing. I think I personally need to start working on this, and I think it would benefit you too, Anonymous, to start going through every day when you catch yourself thinking about unnecessary things or toxic things, to start like slowly just like raking that out of your mind, because we don't have time or the energy to deal with that. You could be taking all that energy and putting it towards a project.
Yep.
Or yourself. And where would you be in 5 years if you strictly started focusing on yourself and not that? Like, who knows? Wherever you want to be.
It's literally, the thing I tell everyone is it's all self-talk and it's becoming your own genuinely your own best friend. Like you are constantly talking to yourself throughout the day, picking yourself back up, encouraging yourself, reminding yourself like, hey, like this is not a thought we need. Like, it feels a little like you're talking to yourself too much, but it's healthy. And I think that is going to do a lot. But I'm really excited for you because I think, honestly, I wouldn't trade anything with the past like chapter of my life because I think I needed to be that low and raw to actually access some of the trauma that was like hidden within me that I didn't know I had.
Yeah.
So I think if you're in therapy, you're addressing it, you obviously like are recognizing patterns, which is more than a lot of people are able to do. I feel like as soon as like you get there and it clicks and you start to put it into practice, like you're going to soar.
Yeah.
It's going to be amazing.
You're going to be unstoppable.
Yeah. You
And
got
I
this.
can't wait for that for you.
Yes. We need an update, but yeah.
Please.
Keep going to therapy. That's key too.
That's number 1.
Yeah. And then, give us an update.
Please. Okay, well, I'm very excited to read this
Ooh.
one. This one is juicy. Grab your popcorn. All right. Okay, I'm going to say the title. It's going to give it away, but I think it's fine.
It's fine. Okay.
I love my best friend, but plot twist, we are both married.
Oh, so this isn't like me being like, I love my best friend,
No.
but I want to kill her right now.
In love with my best friend.
In love.
But we're both married.
Female, male? You're going to get there.
We'll get there.
Okay.
Hey, girlies.
Woof, I'm already stressed.
How are you two doing? We're fine.
Honestly,
let's get to you.
Let me hear the rest of your story and then I'll.
I feel like you guys are always taking care of all of us listeners, and I can't be the only one to say we hope you guys are truly doing well. I would love to stay anonymous for this email, please.
I would too.
Yeah, rightfully so.
This feels like a situation that you keep your name.
Yeah. I'm just going to dive right into this because it's a long one. I apologize in advance. I'm writing because besides my therapist, I feel absolutely no judgment from you girls. To cut to the chase, I am, she has the little like star emojis on either side, unwell. Star, unwell, star. I met one of my best friends, let's call him Dusty, around 6 to 7 years ago. And ever since, him and I have been incredibly close. When I first met him, we were both single, and of course, we hooked up. Nothing seriously romantic took place as I had just ended a long-term relationship. After my breakup, I was obviously in a very sensitive and vulnerable place and confided in Dusty. He was incredible. He talked me through my hardships, made me laugh, and without even trying, I developed feelings. At the time, I didn't know if it was love or lust, so I just pushed it aside because I truly wasn't ready to deal with that. During the next few months, I stopped lying to myself and realized that I had so much love for this man, and I finally wrote out my feelings to tell him. I am not kidding when I say the exact minute I finished typing the message to express how I felt, he texted me first, saying that he had a date with another girl and he was extremely excited. I was crushed. I thought to myself, why in the hell did I wait so long? Because now my chance was gone. I deleted the message and typed up how happy and excited I was for him, which part of me might have been, but the bigger part of me was jealous and truly just so sad. But as his friend, I had to be supportive of him and his happiness. Fast forward a few months later, Dusty and his date are officially dating and actually moved in with each other already. I have pushed all my
weeks?
Months.
I was like, dang, Dusty.
You with your 1 week spiral.
I'm like, Sam, I mean, I'm ready.
break.
Me and Vanessa, the other day we were driving and we were talking about, my brother missed the beginning of our conversation, but we were talking about a girl we know who like buys all these crazy like fake rings on Amazon and will just come and it looks like she just always has the bougiest like huge diamonds. And so we were talking about like fake rings and then my brother walks in And I haven't talked to him about this guy yet because I'm like, not until it's like something serious. But my sister-in-law, obviously I have. So I'm like, yeah, like I always thought like I want this cut, but like now I'm thinking about this cut and like we're talking. And Brett literally stops the car and he looks back at me. He's like, do I need to meet this guy? Like, why are you already talking about rings? Like, he thought I was just like, oh, for my ring.
Oh my God, imagine.
Imagine.
I would slap you so hard.
I would never. But I was like, no, this isn't my conversation. But I was like, but also, like, I'm just kidding.
People need to know.
Yeah. Okay, continue. Wow, sorry. ADHD. Go ahead.
Has nothing to do with you, Taran.
No,
this is about her.
This is not about me. Sorry.
I have pushed all my feelings aside and I was ready to be on the prowl. And what do you know? I came across someone incredible, someone I wasn't necessarily looking for, but checked so many of my boxes. After a couple years, we got engaged, moved in together, got married, adopted a couple of cute animals, and truly have been living a good life. That was until 3 months ago. I still have been in touch with Dusty every single day. We will text nonstop about everything that we connect on, and we are even friends with each other's spouses. But a few months ago, Dusty reached out expressing concern within his marriage. I won't go into detail, but things were not lining up like he had hoped. So what did I do? I was a good friend and I listened to him while he vented away, and that is where we have gotten into some trouble. We have expressed so much to each other, and at times both have been too honest. And what happens next? Remember all of those funny feelings I pushed down before? Yeah, they resurfaced. I'm so I love my husband. He's incredible. But are there things that are lacking in our marriage? Of course there are, just like every other relationship. And the fact that I have realized that I have loved someone else for a long time is messing with my head. I am not one to act on feelings that will put me in a situation I'm going to regret. But man, I would be lying if I said I haven't thought about it. Guys, there is so much more I could say, but then your podcast episode would probably be 8 hours long. This is the gist of my situation. I love two people, one who is completely committed to me and one that doesn't even know it. And now my heart and my head are in a World War III battle. Thank you for reading into my mess. I am forever grateful for you guys and this safe place. Love you, Anonymous. I mean, I'm like at a loss for words.
The thing, okay. The thing is, I'm going to approach this in a way that you're probably not going to like.
Yeah.
But let me explain why. You are in a headspace right now where you're totally gone and lost in a what if fantasy type spiral.
Mm-hmm.
I know how us women can be in general, but when we're lost in that state, we read into and take the smallest thing and run with anything. So that is why I'm approaching it in this way. But I don't want you to feel attacked because I'm not trying to attack you. I just want to
happen to literally anyone.
And I totally empathize with you. And I can't imagine what you're going through. So I just want to say that.
Yeah. Like there's plenty of people in my life. If they came into my life again, I'd be like, you can't be here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm saying that to let you know, like this can happen to anyone.
For sure.
Yes.
And that's why I think sometimes we get too carried away with like, oh my gosh, but I feel this. So I need to explore. Naturally, humans are like connection based. So it's not wild that a guy that you've hooked up with, you've had feelings for, if he's still around, then you add well, he's not happy and I'm not happy. So now I'm looking for this guy to fulfill things that my husband doesn't. I'm going to be so for real right now. Unless you're willing to give up your husband, you can never talk to him again. Like that friendship has to be cut. Yeah. And whether like, I'm sorry that like for me to him, I would be like, I am sorry that like you're going through what you're going through, but like I have to focus on my husband and this is not healthy for me.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to break that and no contact it and take time to like mourn and actually let go of this person that you've obviously been holding on to, and then put 100% of yourself into your husband, because I wouldn't be surprised if some of the stuff that is lacking in your husband is things that is like from you not giving your full self to him. Like, it's really easy to find things that are annoying with someone when you're trying to like base like, well, but if I want to be with him, well, my husband does this. So obviously, like your mind does wild things. So it's so hard because like, I definitely am always on the like, I don't know about friendships, like when you're in committed relationships, especially ones where you're talking daily and confiding in them stuff about your spouse. I think that's like a no-go. But I feel like you are so stinking close to like a very dangerous line if you haven't already like crossed that. And I think that you have to decide now if you want to be with your husband, like you can't talk to this man ever again, like ever.
Yeah, to be clear, I very 100% agree with Taran. I want to lean into the Dusty aspect of it all. And I think this is something that all of us tend to do. You have not expressed your feelings with him. All you have to base any of this on is this fantasy in your head that you two would be perfect together. And that's not real. And I think sometimes we need to remind ourselves of like what's real and what isn't. And what's real is your relationship with your husband. What's real is the commitment that you've made to each other. What's real is that you are now married and are like building this beautiful life together. And Dusty is simply this guy that you have feelings for. He hasn't reciprocated it, from what I understand from what you've written, since he ended up dating this girl. And, you know, I think having a friendship is one thing. I think having a friendship where you're getting something out of it like that is a completely different thing. And in my opinion, and I know some people might think this is, I don't know, strict or like traditional. I personally think people of the opposite gender can be friends. You've said it yourself. You've loved this man since way before. So like the second, this is nowhere near a platonic thing in any way. And you guys have slept together. So like, I agree with Taran. I would cut him off so quickly. And you don't have to be mean about it, but you also, I want to be clear, don't have to tell him why. Like he doesn't need to know all the details. I would just be like, hey, I'm sorry that you're going through that stuff. I'm also going through some stuff, and out of respect for like myself and my husband, I need to put some distance between us, and I wish you the best. I'm going to go work on me, you know, and I don't think he needs to know that you love him. I think if you spell that out, it's going to get way messier, and it's going to be messier for him now too. Like he according to your email, he's so unaware. Like he thinks you guys are friends. You guys are close maybe, but like,
I mean, she said that they've like, their talking has increased and they've said things that they shouldn't have and been too honest with each other about stuff. So I think like they're tiptoeing on the line of like, maybe they haven't full blown said like, oh, I love you, I want to be with you, but they've definitely crossed
then you need to cut it
boundaries. And okay, this is the part that is so wild to me. When we enter this like, oh my gosh, this guy, what if, usually if you actually strip down like the fantasy part of it and look at it realistically, they're not someone you want to be with. Because right now, all I'm hearing is that this married man is texting this girl nonstop. Then the second him and his wife start having problems, he's going to her and complaining about his wife, starting to get flirty. Like, so if you even end up being with him, like that's not going to be
a lot of red flags.
I would have trust issues from that.
100%. So you're starting on a very like wobbly foundation.
Yeah, and you guys were friends that whole time, and he obviously didn't like appreciate you in the way that you should have to like pursue you or even like try to have something with you.
Yeah.
So I feel like for me, like what you're risking your husband for something that is very, very unstable.
Yeah.
And so I feel like if you really want to dedicate your time to your husband, either way. And I've literally had friends in this situation where I'm like, okay, bro, either way, you need to cut everything, dedicate time to your husband. If it doesn't work, then it doesn't work and you leave. But there's no part of you that's going to look back and be like, well, what if like I only left because I was flirting with this guy? Or what
100%.
if like then you leave for you because you tried everything and you guys weren't meant to be together?
Yeah.
But if you are like wrapped in this thing, like it's going to create problems or it's going to create gaps in memory of like, oh yeah, I forgot how much I like love this man because you're getting pulled in different directions.
Yeah.
So no matter what, whether someday you and Dusty both end up single and find your way back to each other.
Kismet. Awesome.
Amazing.
Love that.
But it can't be based around that or it just gets messy. So I feel like either way, this guy has to go. And if he's like, I need you, I'm going, that's not your problem.
You are a grown man. You are
I
a
hate
grown
to be
ass man.
rude and I get that you care about him and he's your friend, but that's not your problem. Like you need to focus on your own life and getting your own stuff in order and healing what's broken because I don't know.
Comparing your husband to your friend who you've never actually been in a relationship with, who everything that you're comparing him to is all like fantasy really in your head of like what could have been with the two of you is not fair. And that honestly could give your husband permission to compare you to women online or celebrities online because that's how unrealistic this is. And I hope that paints a picture of what's actually happening here because the fantasy of Dusty isn't real. Just like you can't compare someone to what you see on TV. Like that's not real. And I think that really needs to get through your head because that's something I've struggled with guys in the past that I never actually fully started dating with because I'd get up in my head and I'd play this whole fantasy of how well we were going to be together. But in reality, like I never ended up with him. Mm-hmm. And so I don't know what they would have been like. And so I was in love with this version of this guy that I literally created out of thin air in my mind. And even though you and Dusty have a friendship, that's so different than an actual relationship. And your husband...
This is a sign. Do you hear those sirens? Yeah. They're saying, get out.
They said run.
They're saying,
run.
We need
to. Your husband deserves a fair shot. And I believe that you and your husband's relationship deserves a fair shot. So in summation, what I would do, cut Dusty off for the both of your sake, because you don't want him to be a cheater on his wife and you don't want you to be a cheater on your husband. So for the benefit of both of you, y'all need to split, like cut ties. It doesn't have to be rude. You can politely say goodbye, but like make it clear you don't want to keep contact anymore. Give your marriage 100% effort for the next foreseeable future. And if it ends on its own terms, you can say you tried and you played by the rules and you did everything right. And that is going to make you so proud of yourself. If it ends, you can at least say confidently, I gave it my all. And I'm going to leave now because the marriage didn't work out. And if Dusty's available, awesome. If not, there is someone out there that will make you happy. But you can't go down this road. It's going to get so gray and sticky and then you're going to regret it. So please don't do it.
Yeah. Woof. I really feel for you. I definitely think hopefully you have some female friends you're also like confiding in and talking about, you know, if there are things that you're struggling with your husband, like those are the people you want to talk to that are going to like give you advice and their advice isn't going to fill a gap that you know what I mean? Like, I just think you need to find safer people to talk about that stuff with. And then, I think after you go through your mourning period, because it sounds like you need one, it's going to be interesting to see if you notice stuff change between you and your husband because you're like 100% like there now. You know what I mean? Woof. I don't envy your situation at all, and I feel for you, girl.
I really do. That really sucks. But you know what you got to do? I think we are all born with an innate sense of what's right and what's wrong, and I think you're writing in because you know what's right and you know what's wrong. So follow your gut, listen to what we said, play by the rules, do the right thing, and we'll get through it.
You got this.
Would love an update. Immediate update. Like the second you have the talk with Dusty, email us.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
No, literally. Okay. All right. Well, let's go ahead and end with a dad joke.
Yes.
We need one. Ready?
Yes.
A pirate went to the doctor and said, I have moles on me back. The doctor said, it's okay. There be 9. The pirate replied, count again. I think there be 10.
There be 9. That's good. Guys, we made it to the dad joke once again. And you know the drill. If you made it to the dad joke, we love you the mostest. If you want your story read on this podcast, you have to email them to us. And what's our email, Taran?
Advice unsolicited pod@gmail.com.
There we go. Get excited. October series is around the corner. So send in your scary stories. Reminder to put October series in the title so that we can put it in the correct folder and read it for the month of October. Also, fun reminder, we will be doing scary stories on our premium subscription service on Supercast. So if you want double the scary stories, you should subscribe now.
Yes.
And then just stay subscribed for the foreseeable future.
The link to our Supercast will be in the show notes, so you can just click on that and it'll take you right to it.
Yep. Okay. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.